Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the Oracle of Shinem Kutu and welcome back. Today we've got an interesting question. It's a grade 12 metric level question. It is also a good question for those students who are doing ordinary level additional mathematics and further maths, and those doing S-level mathematics and advanced level mathematics at IGCSE. So the question says a new company has a logo in the shape of two circles, one sitting on top of the other as shown, and 22 centimeters high. The equation of the smaller circle is x squared plus y squared minus 12x minus 26y plus 189 is equal to 0, and the line of the centers is parallel to the y-axis. Find the equation of the larger circle. So in keeping with our naming convention, we are going to name this video the application of coordinate geometry, circle geometry 1. And we will try to keep the question on one video so that you can follow through and see what I'm doing. I like circle geometry for the simple reason that working with the equation of a circle gives us an opportunity to apply coordinate geometry, which is the geometry on a coordinate plane or a Cartesian plane, and also it allows us to deal with quadratic equations both in x and in y, and we will get to apply the completion of the square, which is used often in the solving of quadratic equations. So we have a plethora of different concepts that are applied in working with circles. So what I've done on the diagram there is I have added this line. It was not there, and I have done so in order for you to understand what is going on. And I have labeled the radius of the smaller circle RS and the radius of the bigger circle RB. So we can say let the radius of the smaller circle be RS, and that of the bigger circle be RB. So then you can see that RS plus RS plus RB plus RB is equal to 22 centimeters. Imagine that this whole shape is on a coordinate plane or a Cartesian plane, and this is some line which is y equal to some number. Don't assume that this line is y equals to 0. Just know that the whole logo is on a Cartesian plane. So RS plus RS plus RB plus RB equals to 22, and therefore 2RS plus 2RB is equal to 22, and therefore RS plus RB is equal to 11. You divide this equation here through by 2, and let us call RS plus RB is equal to 11 our equation 1. And we can take the equation of our smaller circle to be our equation 2. So we say x squared plus y squared minus 12x minus 26y plus 189 equals to 0. We can call that our equation 2 in case we want to refer to it at some point during the course. So we can rearrange this equation so we have the x's on the left side and the y's on the right side before we go on to complete the square. So we have the x squared minus 12x plus y squared minus 26y plus 189 equals to 0. To preserve space, we can say there x squared minus 12x. In order to complete the square, we are going to divide the coefficient of x by 2 and square the result. So the coefficient of x is minus 12. So we can say plus here minus 12 over 2 squared plus y squared minus 26y, and we also complete the square for the y squared minus 26y by dividing the coefficient of y by 2 and squaring the outcome. So we can say plus bracket minus 26 over 2 bracket squared plus 189. And you have to realize that here we have added the coefficient of x divided by 2 and squared, and also added the coefficient of y divided by 2 squared. We should also subtract the same quantities so that our equation remains balanced and should be equal to 0. So we also say minus bracket minus 12 over 2 squared minus bracket minus 26 divided by 2 squared, and this whole expression is equal to 0. So we have made sure that our equation still balances and also allow us to complete the square. And the reason why we are completing the square is because we want to write the equation of the circle in the center coordinate radius form of the equation of a circle, in which we can immediately see the coordinates of the center of the small circle and also the radius of the smaller circle. And once we have the radius of the smaller circle, we can use equation 1 to get the radius of the larger circle, the bigger circle. So then now we can say x squared minus 12x, and minus 12 divided by 2 is minus 6 squared plus 36 plus y squared minus 26y, and the minus 26 divided by 2 is minus 13. Minus 13 squared is equal to plus 169. And plus 189. So we have the minus 36 minus 169, and that is equal to 0. There. So taking for x from there up to there, and for y from there up to there, we can now write these as squares, perfect squares. So we have the x minus 6 squared plus bracket y minus 13 squared minus, if we say 189 minus 169 minus 36 equals to minus 16 equals to 0. So now from there we can take minus 16 to the right hand side, it becomes plus 16, and we can write it as a square of 4. So then we have x minus 6 bracket squared plus y minus 13 bracket squared equals to 4 squared. And therefore, the coordinates of the center of the smaller circle are the x coordinate is equal to 6 and the y coordinate is equal to 13 and the radius RS is equal to 4. Then from equation 1, we have RS equal to 4. From equation 1, we know that RS is equal to 4, so we have got 4 plus RB is equal to 11, and therefore RB, which is the radius of the larger circle, is equal to 11 minus 4, which is equal to 7. And all this, by the way, are centimeters. This is 4 centimeters, as we have been told that is 22 centimeters. And the coordinates of the center of the bigger circle are, so if you look, this line here, we are told it is parallel to the y-axis, and we know that the coordinates of RS, the coordinates of the smaller circle is 6. In other words, this line is parallel to the y-axis, and therefore the value of x there does not change. And that means this line here is actually x is equal to 6. So the x coordinate of the larger circle is 6. And here is how we calculate the y coordinate. We know that the y coordinate of the smaller circle is 13. So if we were to look at the y-axis, this would be the line y is equal to 13. So in other words, this is 13, and we know the radius of the smaller circle is 4. So this point would be 13 plus 4, which gives us 17, and the 17 plus 7, because the radius of the bigger circle is 7, this would be 24. So at that point there, we know that the y coordinate is 24, and that is the y coordinate of the larger circle. So we put that at 24 there. And once we know that the radius of the larger circle is 7 and its center is at 6.24, we can actually write the equation of the larger circle in terms of the center coordinates and radius form. Therefore, the equation of the bigger circle can be written as x minus 6 squared plus y minus 24 squared equals to 7 squared. You could leave your solution at that stage. You have found the equation of the circle, but for us to have an equation of the circle similar to the smaller circle there, we can actually expand that, and that is easy. X times x would be x squared. X times minus 6 is minus 6x times 2 minus 12x, and the minus 6 squared would be plus 36. And here we have y squared minus 48y, and 24 minus 24 times minus 24 will be equal to plus 576 is equal to 49, and we can bring 49 to the left hand side, and we will have x squared minus 12x plus y squared minus 48y, and then we say 576 plus 36, 612 minus 49 equals to plus 563 is equal to 0. So we can say, therefore, the equation is x squared plus y squared minus 12x minus 48y plus 563 equals to 0. And we have got the final solution. This is what is required, and as you can see, it is quite an interesting question that requires a little bit of innovation on the part of you, and hopefully this will help you understand a few more concepts on the Cartesian coordinate geometry, and also on the completion of the square, which is used for the solving of quadratic equations. So please like the video, send us comments, let us communicate. If you have got some more similar questions of this nature, you can send them to my WhatsApp platform, which is +27 81 4411 390 +27 81 4411 390. Thank you.